Hey everybody, welcome to the House of Fi. I'm Wendy, and if you're new here, welcome to our house. We are all about helping moms and dads spend less, save more, and build wealth. But today is a special Friday edition where we're going to talk about the stimulus updates. Now, I haven't done one of these in a while because I just really wanted my channel not to be about trends, but to really be about personal finance and helping people build wealth. But I think a lot of people have been waiting for the Republicans to chime in on a second stimulus, and we finally have some movement on that. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I let all of you know kind of where things are. Now, keep in mind that the stuff that I'm going to share with you today, this isn't even a bill yet. This is based upon some summary documents that I'm also going to share with you so you can see it for yourself, that was circulating, that kind of gives the bullet points of what is to be expected in this bill that should be proposed early next week by Senate Republicans. So this is going to be just bare bones, nitty gritty, the bullet points of it. I will share a link for you to see the actual summary document so that you can look at it yourself if you have any questions. So let's hop right in. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay, so this is the actual summary document. I've added the highlights just so that we can talk about the things that are important. So I think the big question for most people is whether or not there's going to be a second $1,200 stimulus check. And you might be hearing some people report that yes, there is. In the summary, it doesn't actually say that. If you actually take a look at the summary, it says these will be included, but the amount of the payment and eligibility criteria are to be determined. So why are people then reporting that the GOP is on board with the $1,200? Well, that comes from a statement made by Mnuchin, who said that the Republican bill is going to have the same criteria as the last bill, the CARES Act. So I think that is a pretty good indicator of having some confidence in the fact that the $1,200 per individual taxpayer is going to be in this Republican bill. I think what is up in the air is that the Democrats want dependents to receive an additional $1,200 up to 3 dependents, and word on the street is that the Republicans are putting that down to, or keeping it at $500, which is what it was before, up to 3 dependents. Or was it 4? It was 3 or 4. I've got a video on that we could go back to. But anyway, so that is the big news that I think most people were waiting for. The second big piece of news that people were looking for is what is going to happen to unemployment. And what it says is there will be some type of extension of the PAU, which is the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. So that was the extra $600 a week. But it also says it's not likely going to be $600. There will be a transition period during which there will be a flat amount of extra unemployment insurance per week. And after that, a new policy that better aligns with individuals' lost income. What that translates to me is that Republicans do support continuing the PAU. However, up for negotiation is exactly how much it will be. The Democrats want it to stay at 600, and obviously the Republicans have now agreed that it should be extended. It's just how much. Another piece of really good news is that the Paycheck Protection Program is going to get another second round. And this will be available for small businesses for loans under $150,000. And it says there'll be a streamlined loan for forgiveness and immediate forgiveness process for loans under 1 million. So this is good if you are a self-employed individual or a small business because there is some additional relief coming in the form of PPP. Let's go back and take a look at some of the other little bits of good news. There's going to be additional money for testing and vaccine research, which of course we all want. Additionally, there's going to be 105 billion for education, which is great. We do need that. I think the one thing that I'm not sure that I'm on board with is 70 billion. So the bigger portion of that is for private schools. And I'm not sure that little tidbit should not be glossed over. All right, and then finally, there is going to be some liability reform. I think what's important to take a look at between the differences between the GOP and the Republicans is who each party is looking to protect. If you take a look here, it says exclusive federal clause of action that applies to litigation against business. So the Republican bill seeks to protect the businesses, whereas the Democratic, the HEROES Act sought to protect the individual. That's probably no surprise, but it is in the bill. And it also states to prevail, plaintiffs must show that the defendant was grossly negligent or engaged in willful misconduct and violated relevant state, local health guidelines, and that there would be a cap on damages. And then finally, the last little nugget of information that we should probably go over is that there is no additional money for states included in, will be included in this proposal. However, it states right in there that there will be some added negotiations with the Democrats. Now, there's a deadline for this bill to be formally proposed, and that's next week. And so likely there's going to be some negotiations going on if they're not already, and that the bill will probably be introduced last minute, and that's probably to put a fire under the feet of the Democrats to go ahead and accept this proposal. So there you have it. That is the update of what has been circulated as a summary of what is going to be included in the Republican proposal. Again, keep in mind that this is just a summary of the proposal. It's not even a bill yet. That will likely come next week before the deadline. And then as far as timelines, what has been circulating is that they're looking at having the stimulus and such all getting out there before the end of August. So I think the good news to take away from all this, folks, is that additional assistance is coming, and I know a lot of you have been hit really, really hard. So hang tight. I know you guys can use this money, and it's coming. We just have to cross our fingers that it doesn't stray too far from what is in this summary. All right, guys, take care. Bye.